evening. Welcome to UpStage Theatre. This is our closing night of a wonderful show, Catch Me If You Can. Thank you for coming out and supporting community theater. These guys back here have been working very hard on this show. We were supposed to do it in October, but I kind of messed this up with the damage to the building and a few other things. But we're glad to be presenting this to you tonight. We have a great season still ahead with many more shows to come. We're advertising outside. I do need to warn you, though, that there are loud gunshots in the performance, so please be prepared for that. And turn off all your phones and Coke cans and all that kind of stuff, the noise like that. Oh yeah, no flash photography, please, unless you want to take my picture now. Anyway, have a great time, enjoy the show. I think you'll have a good time. Thank you.
Hello, Sergeant Foley. May I speak to Inspector Levine, please? Oh, you know where he is? The Corbin home? I'm calling from the Corbin home. He's not here. Look, Sergeant, maybe you can help me. Do you have any information on Elizabeth Corbin? Sergeant, I know she's missing. I'm the one who reported her disappearance. This is her husband. Look, did Inspector Levine leave a number where he could be reached? Oh, good. Go ahead. That's my number. Inspector Levine.
I almost got killed. Can you imagine? She almost killed me. They're nuts, maniacs. All these New Yorkers in such a hurry to start relaxing.
Here, you need this.
That woman passed me on a curb, going 60, on a mountain curb, mind you. Would have turned on my siren and chased her, but I don't have a siren. Hello, Corbin. You two expecting someone?
You tell me. Have you brought me any news?
Brought you a sandwich.
I don't need a sandwich, Inspector. I need a wife.
Well, a wife I haven't got. A sandwich I do. Here, you must be hungry.
I am, Inspector, for news about my wife. For 3 days, you've done nothing but sit on your hands.
Corbin, I got more important things on my hands than sitting. A cop in the country has 1,000 problems. If you wanted personal attention, you should lose your wife in the city.
I'll remember that next time, Inspector. But for now, would you mind telling me what you've been doing?
The routine. I reported her missing, and now they're looking. Every cop in the Northeast is watching out for a yellow Ford Mustang, Michigan plate PPL 1412.
And that's it?
Well, if she robs a bank, we'll put her picture in every post office.
What a police force. You can't find one beautiful girl in a yellow Mustang that wouldn't get past Mr. Magoo.
Hey, Corbin, if it's insults I'm looking for, I can call my wife.
I'm upset, Inspector. Forgive me.
You try to be a nice guy. You bring a sandwich to a lonely man. You hope he asks you to sit down and
I'm sorry, Inspector. Please, sit down.
Who's got time? I gotta get over to the Carlton Lake Hotel. Big robbery there. Lady lost a bracelet worth 90 grand, and the bloodhound's gotta be organized.
Well, I'm sure she's probably insured.
That's the point. You're talking to Levine, friend of the friendless insurance company. I'm an unsung public hero. The more hanky-panky I catch, the less insurance you pay.
Well, it's too bad they don't sell missing wife insurance. Then maybe you'd be spending your time looking for Elizabeth instead of some bracelet.
Here, eat. This comes from Sydney's Sandwich Shop. It's the best.
Inspector, in case I haven't mentioned it lately.
Your wife?
Yes.
Face it, she's gone. Sydney, You're a genius. This sandwich belongs in Tiffany's window.
Inspector.
So she's gone. So what? My wife's gone too.
What?
Of course. It's Labor Day weekend. And if you lived in the heart of the Catskills, 2 miles from the Carlton Lake, in the nicest mountains this side of Switzerland, where would your wife go for Labor Day weekend?
Inspector.
To the seashore, of course. She's with her sister in Rockaway. And for this, I left the NYPD, so my wife could go back to hot, steaming Rockaway for Labor Day weekend.
But at least you know where your wife is. Mine has disappeared.
Corbin, I have some bad news for you. In 96% of these cases, they come back.
Great, just what I need, another Keystone Cop.
What do you want me to do? Infidelity may be immoral, but it's not illegal. My men don't go looking for unfaithful wives. Not while they're on duty.
Look, my wife is not unfaithful.
Oh?
We just had a little squabble, that's all. It was late at night. We'd both been drinking. I don't think either one of us knew what we were saying.
What were you saying?
I wasn't saying anything. Scout's honor. I was just lying on the couch listening to a Stravinsky. I happen to like Stravinsky. As a matter of fact, I had the CD on loop for the 3rd time. Liz jumped up from the chair, called me a musical snob, went over to the stereo, ejected my CD, and snapped it in half.
What did you do?
Well, you know how these things go.
Corbin, did you hit her?
No, I swear to you.
So what did you do?
Well, I pulled out one of her damn Sinatra CDs and snapped it in half. And she got even angrier, so stormed out, drove down the hill, and I haven't heard from her since.
You shouldn't have given her the keys.
She had her own set.
Well, anyway, I published a notice that you won't be responsible for her debts. Now you're protected in case she goes wild.
Well, I'm more worried about her driving wild. To Liz, going 70 miles an hour is crawling. To my wild, willful, wonderful wife, wherever the hell she may be, and to yours in Rockaway, wherever the hell that may be.
So, do you two fight a lot?
Inspector, we've only been married 2 weeks. How many fights could we possibly have?
Well, I've been married for 5 years, and we've had only one fight. But it's lasted for 5 years. Did you try calling Detroit?
I phoned a dozen times. I even sent a special delivery letter to her apartment. Well, I should say our apartment. That's where we're planning to live after the honeymoon.
And?
It came right back. She'd had her mail forwarded here.
Friends? Relatives?
Yeah. Elizabeth and I don't have very many friends in common. I know she has some distant relatives on the West Coast, but I haven't met any of them. We only met a month ago at the racetrack in Harbor Springs.
The track?
It was one of my lucky days, Levine.
You won?
I lost a bumper. That's when I met Elizabeth. You see, I was standing at the rail, and as the horses crossed the finish line, this woman next to me got so excited she just threw her arms around me. God, I lost the race, but I won Elizabeth.
Now you lost her again. Well, easy come, easy go.
Hey, that is not funny.
Don't let her throw you, Corbin. Don't give her the satisfaction.
Sure, I'll just continue the honeymoon as if nothing's happened.
Well, at any rate, you'll hear from me in a flash if she's reported injured or deceased.
You don't mean that, do you?
These things do happen.
Damn it, Elizabeth, where the hell are you?
Listen, will you be all right here? I mean, all by yourself?
Sure, Levine, I've got a little 20-year-old friend to keep me company.
What? Come on, ride over to the hotel with me. You could use the fresh air.
I want to stay by the phone just in case. Look, Levine, promise me you'll step up your search, all right?
Yeah. And in the meantime, if you get the urge to call me again,
Yes?
fight it. Hello? Hello? Huh. Got me with you.
You scared the hell out of me. Sorry. Who are you?
A humble servant of our Lord, Mr. Corbin. You are Daniel Corbin, aren't you?
Yes.
I'm Father Keller. I've just been assigned to this parish. You knew my predecessor, Father Rinaldi?
I'm new around here, but frankly, I wasn't aware there was a Grossinger diocese.
This is Sullivan County, you know.
True. A harmless nip, Father?
Thank you. The evening is a bit chilly. I hope you don't mind my barging in like this. I like to give a little token of our appreciation when we receive a large donation. I have a medallion for your wife.
My wife gave you a donation?
Indeed she did, the good woman. Last week she stopped by for a few minutes chat and gave $100. Well, there's your medallion.
And here's your drink.
Thank you.
I'll be happy to give this to my wife, Father, if she returns. You see, the good woman has left my bed and board.
Oh, how unfortunate.
Well, here's to the charitable Mrs. Corbin.
God love her.
God keep her. I haven't been able to.
You sound distressed, my son. Perhaps if you unburden yourself?
Oh, please, no sermons, Father.
Servants? Oh, no. Mr. Corbin, do you still love your wife?
Father, a month ago, the only things that were important to me were my score on the golf course, my taper, cocktail parties. Liz changed all of that. She was warm and loving.
Saintly qualities.
But who would have thought that in the mad, mad world of Harbor Springs, I'd find a woman so introspective, so inward?
Inward beauty is the light of God.
St. Thomas Aquinas?
You may be right. Do go on.
2 weeks later, we were back in Detroit. Father, we were in such a rush. We got married first thing in the morning, right there in the office. My boss and his secretary were our witnesses. We were so anxious to be alone together. I think Liz averaged 90 miles an hour driving here.
Go on.
Well, here we were, Father. Nothing but mountain peaks for miles around. It was perfection.
Well, why did she leave?
When I said that she was inward, Father, I mean that she was restrained in public. But once we were here, 1 minute she was gentle as a sylvan brook, and the next a thundering tidal wave.
You put it so picturesquely.
I'm an advertising, Father. Anyway, 3 nights ago, we had a little squabble, but this time I couldn't stop the tidal wave. She pitched a fit, stormed out, drove off down the hill, and I haven't heard from her since.
Mr. Corbin, would you be willing to take your wife back without question, without reproaches, with nothing but words of love?
Of course.
Then you richly deserve good news.
Daddy, please, before you say a word, let me talk. I know I was foolish, and there's no way I can possibly apologize for my behavior. If you'll only trust me again, I'll make it work for us. I know I will. Oh, darling. Thank you, Father. I'll be right back, darling.
I am so happy for you both.
Father,
No need to say anything. It was only my duty.
Father, that woman is not my wife. That's not Elizabeth. I've never seen her before in my life.
Really, Mr. Corbin, you promised there would be no questions, no reproaches. Well, my task is accomplished.
Father, I don't know that woman.
Well, she certainly talks and acts like your wife.
A man should know the woman he married, especially on his honeymoon.
But Mr. Corbin, you've been under such a strain recently. Perhaps the sudden shock of seeing her.
I'll say it's a shock. Father, is that the woman who brought you a donation last week?
Why, yes.
And you're absolutely sure.
When you see a Catholic face in the Catskills, you don't forget it so easily.
This medallion belongs to her, not my wife.
Mr. Corbin, is this some kind of joke?
I'll say it is. And I intend to make the most of it. Miss! Come out of my bedroom! Stick around, Father. We're going to have a little fun. And I intend to make the most of it.
Oh, Father. I hope you accept this small token to continue the good work of your parish.
That's really not necessary, but thank you, Mrs. Corbin.
Gosh, it is so good to be back here. I just love this place. And you too, darling.
Come here, baby.
What?
You have no right to kiss me like that.
I don't.
Really, Mr. Corbin, you're a very lucky man. She's a wonderful woman.
She is an imposter.
Danny!
You brought her here, Father. Take her back where you found her.
Danny, what are you saying?
The act is over, baby.
Is this your way of giving even that sign, the kiss, a joke? You have no right to humiliate me like this in front of Father Kelleher.
Oh, drop it.
Don't you know when to stop? What do you want me to do? Crawl on my hands and knees and beg? Tell me I will do it.
Oh, dear.
Oh, Danny. Dr. Ackerman said that was bad for your nerves.
Who the hell is he?
Too much drinking will bring on another attack.
Oh, I understand.
Wait a minute. I don't have attacks. I don't have nerves. What is she trying to prove?
Danny, please, you are giving Father a bad impression. I don't know what to do. Normally I can calm him down.
She's lying. She has never calmed me. Wait, what am I even arguing for? I can put a zipper on this whole thing. I'm calling the police.
No!
What's the matter? Are you getting scared?
Please, I'm asking you not to.
Well, I hardly expected you to second the motion. I'm making the call. What are you going to do?
Nothing.
Nothing?
If you want to make us both look foolish, go ahead.
Look, I warn you, the local inspector knows all about my wife's disappearance. You better have some good answers ready because you will not fool Levine for a minute.
I hope we're doing the right thing.
Inspector Levine, please.
Perhaps I should talk to him, if you don't mind. Hello? Inspector, this is Father Kelleher of St. Dominic's? Yes, I'm at the Corbin home. Well, I'm afraid you'd better come right back. Well, that's just the point. I've brought him his wife. No, he's not overjoyed.
Levine, this is Corbin. My God, Levine, for once in your life, don't talk. Listen. There's this woman. This woman is trying to force her way into my home. What? Yes, she's good looking. What does that have to do with it? Levine, I wish I could send her to your house. Look, this is very important. Come quickly. You'll stay, won't you, Father?
Poor Danny.
Poor you. Levine will be here any minute.
I'm worried, Father.
It's about time. And time is running out. You better get.
I only hope he doesn't take my husband away.
Take me away.
To a rest home.
I see. Now the wrapping comes off the package. You find out my wife is missing. You come here posing as her, try to make everyone think I flipped, put me away so you can start spending my money.
What then?
You'll never get away with it.
Darling, I was really that rich you never told me. Darling, I love you in spite of your money.
Oh, get off me, lady. What do you know about my wife's disappearance? Where is she?
Danny, please!
Oh, that must be the inspector.
Thank God. Congratulations, lady. You have just won yourself a free weekend in the Catskills as an official guest of Sullivan County. Inspector! Inspector, you will not believe this. Levine, it's the most brazen thing I've seen in my life. It's incredible. Look!
I'm looking. Good evening.
Hello, Inspector. I'm Elizabeth Corbin. I'm afraid my absence has upset my husband terribly.
She's lying, Levine. She's lying.
You mean you're not upset?
She... Arrest her, Levine. Arrest her.
For what?
For impostery.
For what?
She is posing as my wife. Arrest her.
Relax, Corbin. You're fizzing like a sultan.
Listen to your friend, darling.
Don't call me darling. You're a perfect stranger.
Such a stranger should only call me.
Good evening, Inspector. I'm Father Kelleher.
Hello, Father.
I hope I did right in sending for you, Inspector.
Thanks. Can you fill me in?
The poor man no longer recognizes his wife.
You want to see my wife? Do you want to see my wife, Levine? I will show you my wife.
What has he got? A wife in every room?
My pictures. The pictures. Where the hell are those pictures? Levine, I found those snapshots. The ones I told you about. They were in there a few minutes ago, and now they're gone. You were just in there.
But darling, I just hung up some things.
She stole my pictures. Now, not only is she an imposter, she's a fraud. She's a thief. She stole the pictures of Elizabeth and me in Harbor Springs.
What? Danny, you're impossible.
You deny it?
It's too ridiculous to deny.
Hold it, boys and girls. Mrs. Corbin, sit. You, sit. All right, Corbin. Your wife goes AWOL, and when she comes back, she's not your wife. What's that supposed to mean?
That woman is not Elizabeth.
Don't shout. I've got 20/20 hearing.
Inspector, that is not my wife.
That is your tough luck. So who is she?
I don't know, but I know who she isn't.
Inspector, I'd like to explain.
You will. Mrs. Corbin, I wonder if you and Father Kelleher would mind leaving me alone with your husband?
Come, Mrs. Corbin.
I was just sitting here calmly.
You calmly? This I'll have to write down. Nobody's going to believe this. Okay, we'll start at the beginning. Identification, please.
What?
You're Daniel Corbin of Detroit, Michigan. Can you prove it? Jeez, what a deck of cards. Driver's license, Visa, American Express, Diners Club, Country Club, Athletic Club, go to jail, do not pass go, do not collect $200.
What?
So what do you do for a living besides collect credit cards?
I'm an account executive with Parker & Loeb, advertising.
Advertising what?
Ford Mustangs, mostly. I handle all the newspaper and magazine copy.
Is this a publicity stunt?
No, Inspector. Lose your wife in a Mustang does not enhance the company image.
I don't know. You could sell a hell of a lot of cars there. Hey, did they give you guys free samples?
As a matter of fact, a few of us upper echelon men are privileged to drive our clients' product. Is that even an important question?
No, just curious. A detective can be curious, can he? Hey, who picks the models? The girls in the ads, I mean. Why do you always pick those tall, skinny beanpoles? I like them short.
You may have something there, Levine. Compact girls for compact cars. I'll bring that up with Mr. Parker.
Your boss?
Everett Parker Jr. He lent us this nest for our honeymoon.
Oh,
All right, Inspector, I confess I borrowed this chalet. Does that reduce my status in your eyes?
I should have such friends. But Parker couldn't find a mountain closer to Detroit and he's got to get a place in the Catskills? I mean, commuting distance, it's not.
What's your point? Look, you remember those models you were drooling over?
The gorgeous beanpoles?
Yeah, well, this is Mr. Parker's model house.
So what does Parker do about his wife?
Well, he brings her up here every once in a while. I mean, he has to. She's the one who paid for it. Look, who's getting investigated here anyway?
Nobody. Let me see. Where was I? Oh yeah, Corbin. You were on your honeymoon.
Right. We arrived 2 weeks ago, and it was paradise.
Naturally. With a wife like that?
But how many times do I have to... Look, I'm going to have to find some way to get through to you. In advertising, we find that visual aids can be very effective. I mean, you know how to read, don't you, Inspector? Maybe this will help you piece it together.
But why, Corbin? What's your motive? You see, I'm a good detective. I'm looking for a motive.
Well, how should I know? Maybe she's some sort of screwball or something.
The usual reason is money. Are you rich?
No, but I do all right.
Maybe you stand to inherit a bundle?
I'm an orphan. Since 5, no relatives.
Insurance?
More than I can afford.
And the beneficiary?
Liz, of course. Filled out all that paperwork before we got married.
Aha.
What do you mean, aha?
Levine's Law. Where there's insurance, cherchez le hanky-panky.
Let me get this straight. Are you trying to say that if this woman becomes Mrs. Corbin, then I could become the late Mr. Corbin?
Accidentally.
That's incredible. How could she hope to get away with something like that?
Nah, she couldn't. Your real wife wouldn't stand for it.
That's just it, Levine. If you find Elizabeth, she will put it into this fraud. Intensify your search. Put out an ATV or whatever the hell you guys do. Call the state troopers or the FBI.
I'll even call James Bond. Hey, maybe she's the real Elizabeth, and you're not really you, huh?
What?
Father, will you come out here, please? Father, what do you know about this mishmash?
Mrs. Corbin came to see me this evening after my devotions. She was afraid to come here alone, worried about her husband's excitable nature.
Seems reasonable.
We found Mr. Corbin in such a confused state of mind. He was no longer able to remember his wife. He was extremely agitated.
Busy. Father, in your opinion, is that woman Elizabeth Corbin?
He never saw Elizabeth.
Who has seen your wife since you've been in Carlton?
Who?
Who?
We arrived late at night. The only place that was open was a delicatessen.
Sidney's. So what did you buy?
2 weeks' worth of groceries, some cigarettes, and aspirin.
And your wife went in with you?
She was tired. She stayed in the car.
Did you take her dancing at the Carlton Lake?
No.
Did you go swimming?
No.
Did you play golf?
No.
Did you take her to the track?
No.
A real indoor type honeymoon. Tell me, does the mailman come up here to deliver?
The box is down at the bottom of the drive.
So we're back to nowhere.
Look, Levine, hundreds of people saw us together. In the restaurants, on the drive over here.
Great. I'll make out hundreds of warrants and distribute them through Denny's. And for what am I making a warrant? Because a man had a fight with his wife.
Look, I love my wife, and I will pay anything for those witnesses.
I'm not interested in paid witnesses. Bring me some honest ones. You go ring doorbells all the way back to Detroit. Right now, I've got half the bellhops at the Carlton Lake mobilized for a break-stand. Everybody's standing around, waiting for my tally-ho, and I'm off on a wild goose chase. You don't need a detective, you need a marriage counselor, and I don't have time to play dear Evan. Father, would you call Mrs. Corbin, please? And you hold your tongue, or tomorrow it'll be hanging in Sidney's window. Mrs. Corbin.
Danny, there's no room in the sink for one more dish. Gosh, it's chilly when the sun goes down. I think I'll turn on the heat.
Oh, don't disturb yourself, Mrs. Corbin. Just tell me where the switch is.
Oh, thank you, Father. It's in the kitchen next to the fridge, and while you're at it, if you're thirsty, there's some juice inside. Help yourself. Yes, Inspector?
Your husband was just giving me a thumbnail sketch of your meeting, your marriage, and the fight you had last Wednesday night.
Thursday night.
Thursday night.
I know I shouldn't have left, Inspector, but I never thought that Danny would react this way.
Mrs. Corbin, do you have any identification?
Oh, of course. Let me just... Here.
Oh, you two were made for each other. Visa, American Express, pictures of her husband.
Wait, what?
Keep still. It's a wonder how they ever got you in focus. Diners Club. Driver's license, Elizabeth Douglas.
My maiden name.
Wait, how did you get that? That's a forgery.
You understand, if any of these are false, I can find out in no time.
They're all genuine.
Good. Must wear corrective lenses. You wear glasses?
Yes, I'm nearsighted.
I'll say.
Levine, let me ask some questions. I will show up this fraud.
Sure. I'd love to see an armchair detective in action. Go ahead.
All right, Manahari. Let's see how well you learned your part. What train did we take back to Detroit from Harbor Springs?
Darling, we took a plane, don't you remember?
What flight?
American Airlines Flight 401.
What's my unlisted phone number?
313-555-7227.
The score is 30 love, Danny boy. Go ahead. Still yours, sir.
What's your mother's maiden name?
Emily Carter.
Is that right?
I don't know. I never asked her.
Go ahead. Ask me some more questions you don't know the answer to.
Here's one. The night before we got married, we stayed in a hotel in Detroit. Which one?
Darling, please.
You said you'd never forget that night. Darling. What's the matter? Having an attack of amnesia?
No modesty. Right. Hotel Commander Room 355.
Wrong. I've got her now.
So she's a couple numbers off.
No, we never stayed in the Commander at all. There's my proof.
Hello, Foley. I need for you to check with the Commander Hotel in Detroit. Tell me if there was a Mr. and Mrs. Corbin registered there about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, call me back. We'll sit and wait.
No more questions. I've cracked her now.
We'll wait for the call, and then we'll know who's cracked. Oh, and by the way, your cross-examination stinks. Johnny Cochran, you're not. Now, a real pro like me would have asked her, where's my tattoo? Something only a wife could know.
You're right. You're right. As a matter of fact, I have a scar. All right, lady, where is it?
Please,
Some number of years ago, I was in a car accident, which left a very noticeable scar. At least one my wife should have noticed.
Well, Mrs. Corbin,
well,
don't be embarrassed. I'm a big boy.
well, you see, Danny's really embarrassed
Mrs.
about
Corbin,
it.
I found a can of juice on the upper shelf.
Oh,
Would anyone care for some?
thank you, Father.
Oh, have I interrupted anything important?
Oh, no, Father. I was just about to tell the inspector that my husband has a scar on his left shoulder.
He told you, didn't he? Levine, you saw him. You heard him. He said the upper shelf. The upper shelf, and then he held the juice with his left arm. My God, their teeth are working together.
What?
And he's a crook, too.
Corbin, this is a man of God.
Well, she gave him that donation a few minutes ago. It wasn't a donation. It was my pictures, the ones she stole out of my bedroom. The ones of Elizabeth and me in the pool at Harbor Springs. That's how he knew where my scar is.
Wait a minute. Father, what's this about a donation?
Well, Mrs. Corbin was kind enough to offer a token of her appreciation this evening.
You don't mind, do you, Father?
Open it, Libby. You will find my pictures.
There are pictures in here, Corbin. Which one are you? Jackson, Hamilton, or Lincoln?
I don't care what you say. He is a fraud. Do not let that costume fool you. Have you even ever seen him before?
Father, do you have any identification?
Why, yes, Inspector. Oh, dear. I must have left my wallet in my rush to bring Mrs. Corbin here.
What did I tell you? Father, phony!
Corbin, shut up.
Be careful, Pastor of Kingston.
I'm not imposing, am I?
No, it's quite all right. It's only your duty. Anything to bring this poor man peace of mind.
You make that call, Levine, and you had better start buying some neckties.
Hello, this is Inspector Levine. Put me through to St. Gregory's in Kingston. Yeah, I'm looking for Father O'Connell.
Father O'Connell knows my whole family. In fact, he got me this parish.
Oh, sure.
Easy, Corbin. What? Hello, Father Fred. This is Levine. I'm not interrupting anything, am I? Tell me, do you know a Father Kelleher? You got him his parish, did you? No, he's fine. There's nothing wrong. Thank you, Father. Good night.
They must have a whole organization working against him.
Yes, and I know who the Mr. Big behind this whole caper is. His Holiness, the Pope. Father, you'll be happy to know you're kosher. In a manner of speaking.
Thanks, Inspector.
Hello? Yeah, it's me. Oh, good. You're a regular Dick Tracy, aren't you? Okay, listen. Start without me. Rip out all the bathroom fixtures. No, I'm not kidding. They hid a necklace inside a shower nozzle at Grossinger's back in '98. Oh, and try the cosmetics. Sometimes they open the toothpaste from the back, put the jewel in, and then roll it back up. Yeah. Tally-ho! A business call. It's my big project. Oh, and Corbin, Commander Hotel, room 355, checks out. You must have forgotten.
I didn't forget. It's a lie. I was never there.
We just checked with the desk clerk.
Then they got to him. They paid him off or something. How the hell should I know? Maybe they have an army of agents all over the country.
You're absolutely right, Emperor. But what can we do? All your troops are still at Waterloo.
Levine, let me ask some more questions.
No, Corbin. Your dice are cold. Quit. Now I gotta run.
I better be heading to the parish.
Oh, but Father, won't you join us for dinner?
I'm sorry, I'm promised elsewhere. Thank you.
Well, Danny, I guess I'll make us a nice candlelit dinner for two, just the way you like it.
Oh, won't someone take her away.
Perhaps you should offer Mr. Corbin a sedative. A night's rest would make a new man of him. Good evening, all.
Father's right, I have your sleeping pills in here.
What sleeping pill?
Do you mind if I look at that bottle?
No, of course.
Wayburn Pharmacy, Detroit, Michigan. Daniel Corbin, what at bedtime? Dr. Ackerman, who's he?
Just one of the gang!
My husband's doctor.
Probably some underworld quack is more like it.
Can I borrow this for a while?
Well, I wanted Danny to... I guess it'd be okay.
It's poison, Lee. It's poison. Take it to the lab!
Damn it, Danny! I almost wish it were. You know I'd be strong enough
You
to
only
just...
have to, Mrs. Corbin. He's gonna fizz himself to death.
I mean, they are trying to drive me crazy! Put me away in a little room in a mental hospital or something!
What put this into his head?
Some years ago, he,
Had a breakdown?
It was not a breakdown, all right? I was exhausted physically, so I spent a brief amount of time in a rest home. My nerves are perfect. I am perfectly sane.
Then why are you always blasting?
Because no one's ever listening.
Please, calm down. We are together again. I will take care of you.
Well, somebody should. I gotta shove off.
Levine!
Mrs. Corbin,
Yes, Inspector.
that is your yellow Mustang out there, isn't it?
Well, actually, it's my husband's wife.
And the license plate is PPL1412, isn't it?
Of course.
Swell.
It's for me! I'll get it. It's for me. It's for me. Yes. It's for you.
Hello? Come on, Foley. Get to the point. Really? Huh. Check it out. Smudges.
Anything wrong, Inspector?
Could be, Mrs. Corbin. Smudges in the signature at the commander of Detroit. Might be where someone erased it.
Smudges, Levine? Erasures? That proves I'm in a trap. Levine, don't leave. You won't ever see me again.
It'll be checked out by tomorrow.
Tomorrow might be too late. Something awful can happen, an accident, God knows what.
Corbin, please.
Do not leave me alone, Levine.
Mrs. Corbin, do you think you can manage all right?
Frankly, Inspector, I'm worried I've never seen Danny like this before.
Look, folks, I'm a detective, not a visiting nurse. I tell you what, if there's any more problems, give me a call. Either one of you.
Levine, come on, you can't let her get away with this. Levine, I'll find her. Levine.
Oh, has the inspector left, darling? Oh, here, darling, I made you a drink. I thought you could use one. Oh, but darling, this is your last one. Wait, where are you going?
To get some ice. As my ever-loving wife, you should know I take it on the rocks.
How silly of me to forget. I'll get it.
I felt guilty about leaving you here in such a state. There must be something I can do to help.
As a matter of fact, there is. Have a drink.
Thank you.
Has the inspector left?
He's still admiring your car. He seems to be fascinated by the dashboard.
Oh, hello, Father.
Oh, hello again, Mrs. Corbin.
I see my husband has served you.
Yes.
Well, darling, I brought the ice. Where's your glass?
Darling, I made a contribution to the father myself. My drink.
What's the matter?
Father, you drank Danny's drink?
Oh, God, forgive you. Oh!
You killed him! I'll be damned! Fuzzy, it worked! Come on, get up!
Ow.
What's the matter?
Bang my knee
Oh,
on the
get
chair.
up! You're gonna ruin everything. Get in there quick!
He's dead, Levine! Dead! And that poison was meant for me! Look! What the hell?
Mrs. Corbin, did you happen to notice a dead body lying there?
No, not recently, Inspector.
She's empty. We'll search. We'll find it. Under the
interrupting anything.
Could you give us a hand, Father? We were just searching for your dead body, sir.
Oh, dear. Good heavens.
Did you hurt yourself, Father?
No. Touch of arthritis comes and goes.
Oh, I'm finished. I'm finished.
Not you, Corbin. Me. I'm tired of your nonsense. It's late, I'm going to bed, and I'm not in the mood for fairy tales. Can I give you a lift, Father?
Yes, Inspector, thank you. Drop me at the diner. I've already missed my dinner engagement.
Oh, and Corbin, if a gorgeous woman with a build like that said she was my wife, you know what I'd do? I'd force myself.
Alone at last? I thought our company would never leave.
When are you leaving?
Oh, I'm not going anywhere again. I'm here to stay.
Look, you can drop the act now. Levine's gone. Just let it go.
But didn't you like my performance? I mean, I thought I carried it off quite well.
What do you know about my wife's disappearance? You wouldn't dare pull a stunt like this unless you knew where she is. Where's Elizabeth?
I'm right here, darling. Till death do us part, remember?
Death do us part. I suppose I'm supposed to panic now?
Oh, no, that comes later.
What the hell do you want?
Money.
Money? Me? That's rich. You think this place is mine? The only mountain I own is a mountain of debt.
We know that, Danny. You're not worth anything. Alive.
I'm not worth any more debt. I don't have anything worth... Are you thinking of my insurance? You commit murder for what, $250?
Wait a minute. Who said anything about committing murder? People die in other ways. Let's see if we have natural causes, accidents, suicides.
Mm-hmm. And what's my category going to be?
Oh, let's say that as a surprise. If I were to tell you how and when and where, it'd take all the fun out of it for you.
Oh, the suspense is killing me. I won't be able to sleep.
Oh, I better get you a tranquilizer.
Yeah, I'm sure. You and your bushy-eyed buddy, your plan was to make Levine think I've gone crazy. Is that it, huh?
Well, you have to admit, we've gotten off to a pretty good start. I mean, all that shouting, denying I'm your wife.
I can prove that you're not. And when Elizabeth comes back...
Accusing a priest of being a crook and non-existent snapshots?
Frameworks. Now, I will admit that they're clever, but they do not prove a thing.
Right, and seeing imaginary corpses and forgetting about the commander.
I never stayed in the commander, all right? Look, what does all this have to do with collecting on my insurance, huh?
Well, you'll find out soon enough.
You know, it's fun. It's real fun. You're going through all this for what? You think the insurance company pays by cash? They pay by check. A check made out to Elizabeth Corbin. How do you plan to cash that?
Danny. Don't you think we've thought of all that? Every part of our plan fits together perfectly. Yesterday, I opened up an account in a bank in New York under the name of Elizabeth Corbin, and I deposited a check for $50,000. A vice president came out and said, "This way, Mrs. Corbin. Sign here, Mrs. Corbin. Is there anything we can do for you, Mrs. Corbin? Don't hesitate to call upon us, Mrs. Corbin." So Danny, naturally, when I walked back in dressed in all black to deposit a check for $250,000, I guarantee you that the president himself will come take care of poor, bereaved Mrs. Corbin.
What are you telling me this? You know what? Damn well I'm going to go straight to Levine with every evidence.
Really, what are you going to tell him?
That you came here posing as my wife. That you opened up a bank account in New York so that you could deposit the check and plan to kill me and make it look like I'm crazy.
Yeah, go ahead and tell him all that, and Levine himself will make a reservation at the Resto.
Where the hell are my keys?
Where are you going?
I don't know, to go look for Elizabeth.
No, you're staying right here. Where are you
Anywhere
going?
but here
No.
with you.
Hey, you come back here! Damn it! Damn it! Shoot! Who's that? A friend's diner? Oh, yeah, I believe there's a priest there having a cup of coffee. Could you get him? It's urgent. Oh, Buzzy. Buzzy, he's gone. No, he just left. He'll be coming down the hill any minute. You've got to get him quick. Shoot.
evidence that I needed. The one bit of your plan that doesn't fit.
Yes.
My keys don't fit your car. Getting edgy, dear? Where the hell is Levine? It's been 2 hours since I called him. Rip Van Levine to the Catskills.
I'm no hurry.
Yeah, but I am. Can't wait to get you out of here and into the deep freeze where you belong.
Oh, somebody will thaw me out.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yes, would you call Inspector Levine to the phone, please? I don't know. I'm sure he's somewhere in the hotel. Would you page him, please? I don't care what time it is. This is very important. Hoover, Mr. J. Edgar Hoover.
Hello, J. Edgar.
Levine, what the hell have you been doing?
Sleeping on my feet? What is this, a telethon for mental health? It's 2 a.m. Can't you get the patient into bed?
I tried.
Levine, do you drive a team of snails? I distinctly said it was an emergency.
I was working on my own emergency. Bloody murder. Kept screaming, bloody murder.
What's all this?
The swimming bro at the hotel. Wouldn't leave the pool. Kept screaming and yelling. Had to finish his laps tonight. And he did, right to the bitter end. Did you ever see some schmuck trying to do the breaststroke in 8 inches of water? With bloody knees and elbows? Oh, what a mess.
Levine, look,
I almost forgot. I have a letter from Mrs. Corbett.
Oh, I'll take it.
Relax. Maybe it's just a joke.
Levine, I demand to see that letter.
Are you Elizabeth Douglas?
No, but neither is she.
Opening other people's mail is a federal offense, punishable by law. This one's from Albert H. Gordon, attorney at law, Sacramento, California.
Oh,
I opened it.
oh.
When I took it out of the box, brought it over to the headlights to see who it was for, my radiator was boiling over, and it accidentally steamed open the lid.
Inspector, that was my letter?
You're right. Would you care to read it in private?
No, I have no secrets from my husband. Go ahead, read it.
I read it. Mrs. Corbin, I'm sorry to say your aunt in California is dead. But I'm happy to say you're her beneficiary.
Oh,
Can I read it out loud?
of course.
Miss Elizabeth Douglas, Detroit, Michigan. Dear Miss Douglas, your aunt, Sarah K. Douglas, died recently, prolonged illness, an estate in cash,
An estate?
an estate in cash and securities, subject to legal fees and after taxes of approximately $1 million.
$1 million? Danny, what a surprise! Poor Aunt Sarah. Was it there when the funeral is?
It was 2 weeks ago. This letter's been bouncing around the country trying to find you. Detroit, Harbor Springs, back to Detroit, and then here.
2 weeks ago? Don't you see what's happened, Levine? Somewhere along the line, they must have intercepted this letter. Sure, they wouldn't be going through all this trouble for just my insurance. It's my wife's inheritance you're after, isn't it?
Oh,
Oh, come on, Corbin, this is your wife.
I can prove that she's not.
You still want to? She seems like a better catch than ever.
Look, Levine, that car outside, that is not my car.
Wait, Corbin, I thought we were talking about wives.
My real life is in my real car. But look, this key, my key, does not fit that car.
Okay, so you say. Mrs. Corbin, can I see your key?
yes, but this all seems rather ridiculous.
Your key, please. Now hold in my hand 2 Mustang keys. And I know that's what they are because they each have one of those little horses on them.
You're genius.
And they look exactly the same to me.
Oh, for God's sake, try them. What kind of detective tests keys just by looking at them?
Corbin, I'm tired. I've had a day of monumental aggravation. I've drained a large swimming pool. I've ripped open 400 mattresses. I've frisked 325 guests, had my face slapped twice, and I've had to turn down 12 very interesting propositions. Now, I will proceed no further if you persist in coaching me. Do you hear? I have taken criminology courses. I didn't pass them, but I did take them. I know the procedures. I'll test these keys when I'm good and ready. Is that clear?
Fine.
I'm ready. Will everyone please remain on the premises while the investigation is in progress?
I'll watch her, Levine. She won't go anywhere.
And she'll watch you, and you won't go anywhere. That way we save on manpower.
So tell me, are you going to go quietly?
The question is, will you do?
You don't give up so easily, do you?
Give up now? Why would I when I'm going to be a very rich woman? A very wealthy widow.
We'll see about that. Best laid plans of mice and men, and female frauds. That must be your key. Now, Mom.
Ow! Those cars are a menace. What a bump I gave my head getting out.
Levine, I swear to you, that key did not fit.
Sure.
That is not my car.
Corbin, you're an amazing guy. A magnificent wife, a magnificent car, and yet you deny them both. What is this, Lent?
Would you like a cup of coffee?
Coffee. Mrs. Corbin, if I could get Mrs. Levine to disappear, would you marry me?
I'll be right back.
Levine, I don't know what to say.
You were right.
What?
Your key doesn't fit that car.
But I heard.
I used her key twice.
Then you believe me?
No, so your key doesn't fit. What does that prove?
That proves that they got another car that might is somewhere else.
There's another possibility.
What?
The key belongs to your... The car belongs to you, and the key belongs to a different car.
Oh, you can't be serious.
Why not? You said you get a new Mustang every year, right?
And you think I just happened to pick up a stray key?
Accidentally? Maybe on purpose, for all I know.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Any more ridiculous than your story that this gorgeous woman is masquerading as your wife? Corbin, she has the car, the plates, the registration. She even has your gas credit card. And all you've got is a key. Just a lousy key. And that could belong to anybody. There isn't even a shred of evidence suggesting that this woman isn't your wife. So that's that. That'll be that. And that's the end of that.
No, wait, that is not the end of that. You can't walk out on me now.
Who's walking? Corbin, as a policeman, I'd say this case is closed. But as a person,
As a person?
I've got this crazy feeling that you're not as crazy as I think you are.
Levine, just stick with me. You know, hang in there a little bit longer. They're trying to kill me. She told me so herself.
I had these pills checked out. They're plain Seconal, sleeping pills. Issued from this pharmacy, prescribed to you by Dr. A.B. Ackerman. He's your psychiatrist, right?
Wrong.
He told me you've been his patient for 3 years.
Then he needs a psychiatrist. I've never heard of it.
He said you might deny his existence. Something about aggression issues.
What can I say to that?
He advised you against marrying. He said your mental state was, what was his word? Unstable.
Meaning?
Meaning you could have a breakdown at any time.
Oh, come on, Levine. Did you believe that?
Yes and no.
You still got that crazy feeling then?
Something's tickling me up here. Corbin, how much insurance you got?
$250,000.
Does your wife know she's the beneficiary?
Of course, you don't keep something like that from your wife. What are you trying to do?
Nothing. Just something for the old filing cabinet.
Look, Levine, I am in a trap. The stakes are now over $1 million. Nothing will stop them. You've got to help me, please.
I'll try, but you have to help me.
Anything. Just tell me what to do.
Stop shouting and start searching. Corbin, there's no perfect crime. If this is a plot, then it's a gem. And my friend Ornstein the jeweler once told me, every gem has a flaw. What we've got to do is put the loop in our eye and start looking for the imperfection.
So the flaw in their plan.
Play along with it. Save your energy, and for God's sake, no more imaginary corpses.
But I told you, it was right there!
Calm, no matter what. Now, I need names. Who knew you and Elizabeth?
Well, our marriage witnesses to start, my boss, Mr. Parker, and his secretary, Miss McKay.
I already started with them.
Oh, God bless you.
Can I sneeze?
No, Inspector, that one was on the house.
Look, it's Labor Day weekend. There's no answer at the Parker home, and Miss McKay's roommate said she's gone to Canada.
Well, they call the Mounties, Libby. They will find her.
I called the Mounties, Corbin, and they said Dudley Do-Right is also away for the weekend. Now, I need more names.
Look, millions of people saw us together at the track at Harbor Springs, in the restaurant, on the drive over here.
I don't need millions, I need a dozen.
Not many.
I'll settle for just one. Don't you realize some of them may be hard to find, some of them may not remember, some of them may be afraid to talk, and some of them, like you said, may have been paid to shut up.
Then you agree with me.
No, who's agreeing? I'm still not convinced anything's wrong.
Then why all of this?
No one can say that Levine found a stone and didn't turn it over. Now make me that list. And while you're playing cat and mouse with them, I'll be working slowly and quietly, but surely. I'll step up the search for Elizabeth, and when we find her,
Yes?
then we'll know what's what.
Oh, thank you, Libby. You are a prince.
Remember, Corbin, time is working for us, but your nerves must hold out. Now take one of these. Get some sleep or you will crack up. Now, I'll stay here while you lock yourself in your room. I'll post a man down the road. All you have to do is holler, right?
Right.
Cream and sugar, Inspector?
Right. Mrs. Corbin, I want your husband to lock himself in the guest bedroom, and I don't want him disturbed tonight.
Good, I'd like Danny to get some rest.
Rest in peace for what she needs.
Look, folks, I'm not Dr. Phil here, but I suggest you sleep in separate rooms.
Look, there's no way I'll be able to sleep.
Take the pill.
Look here. It's only water.
Drink up. It ain't stolen, but it's not bad. Sleep tight, Corbin.
Sweet dreams, darling. Oh, and darling, don't smoke in bed. Thank you, Inspector. I know you're terribly busy.
It's all in a day's work. You know, there used to be an act that played at the Carlton Lake. It was a man and a chimpanzee. Every time the man would yell, "Dr. Zayas," the chimpanzee would jump up and run around and go wild. That chimp is your husband.
What?
Every time I call you Mrs. Corbin, he jumps up and goes wild.
I know.
I'm worried about your husband.
Oh, my, Inspector, when I married Danny, I knew he was excitable, but I never thought it'd be this bad.
I don't think you should stay here.
You don't?
Your husband is very disturbed.
Well, then certainly I think my place is here.
He's got this crazy idea that you're trying to kill him.
Wait a minute, Inspector, what are you saying? Do you think that Danny's crazy?
I've seen cases like this before. It could be paranoid. He could explode suddenly, become violent.
Is it really that bad?
Could be. I had to humor him before. I told him I was on his side. Anything to calm him down.
Thank you, Inspector, but I'm not leaving my husband.
Well, I don't know what else to say. Miss Corbin, you know how to use one of these.
No, not really.
It's very easy. You release the safety, and then squeeze the trigger. Here, take it. Please, I'll feel better. Oh, and don't use it unless it's absolutely necessary. And then, use the legs. We don't want to lose our patient.
Thank you, Inspector, but I really think you're overreacting.
You could be right, Mrs. Corbin. We'll see what the doctor says tomorrow. Good night.
Good night. Oh, you honeymooners! I don't think anybody's home. Oh, they left me a note. Danny, darling, we'll be back soon. Be a good boy. Big brother is watching you. Brother-in-law along on the honeymoon? Ay. Well, how do you do? Hey, I'm glad I ran into you. Who caters your conventions? Ah, well, maybe next time you'll think about Sydney's sandwich shop. Ooh, wait a minute. Give a smell. Ah, that, my dear Mr. Dear, is Sydney's special with Sydney's secret sauce. Ah, can you believe that this is a brunch for two? Oh, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, how does Sydney do all this? Well, you look like a deer who doesn't go around blanking. So my secret is low overhead, high turnover, smart merchandising, and a little bit of bookmaking on the side. Excuse me.
Who the hell are you?
Good morning. I'm Sydney.
She's gone. Where's she?
Well, what are you doing, Mr. Morning Calisthenics?
She's gone.
Oh, don't get excited. She'll be back soon.
What are you doing here?
Delivering.
Delivering what?
How does it look like I'm delivering? The Gettysburg Address? I'm bringing a brunch. Personally, myself.
Damn it, who the hell sent you here?
Again? With the profanity? That's not nice, especially from a newlywed.
How do you know I'm a newlywed?
How do you not know I know? Okay, the wife told me you're newlyweds.
Oh, my wife.
Oh, did you have a fight already? Don't worry, she's not mad at you. Look, she left this note. Danny, darling, we'll be back.
Big brother? What are you, a member of the Mountain Mafia? The Catskills Costa Nostra? All right, out, lady, and take all that deadly poison with you, all right?
Hey! Wait a minute! You don't have to be so rude. Famous people have
eaten by me, and no one has ever opened a mouth like that to me. Also, you should know, I have 3 delivery people, and me, the boss, is here personally bringing your brunch. And do you know why? Because your wife is such a sweetheart.
My wife sent you there, huh?
Well, what then? My wife?
You'll never get me.
Oh, who said I wanted you? Look, have a cup of coffee. It'll wake you up.
So this'll fix me, huh?
Oh, absolutely. My own secret blend.
I bet.
Hey! That coffee's too good to waste on the plant.
All right, little lady. Now you can go back and report that Mr. Corbin didn't go for your deadly delicacies, all right?
Just a minute. When President Clinton ate by me, he liked my food so much he took some home to Hillary. Now, if it's good enough for a U.S. president, it is certainly good enough for you. I'm sorry. Please, just have a cup of coffee.
All right. As long as you have some too.
Well, of course. No one turns down Sydney's secret blend. Why do you say you don't like to drink alone? Marvelous, Sydney. Compared to you, that Juan Valdez is a bum. What's this, musical cups?
I'm a very careful man, Sydney.
My sugar does make you a better word for it.
You know, it's good. Very good.
Your wife asked me for the recipe.
I couldn't care less.
Well, how can you say such a thing? You don't know how lucky you are. You know, she's a very classy lady, too. Not often these days you see a real true redhead like her. She's definitely not one of those Miss Clairol from the bottles.
What did you say?
But I said something wrong.
Repeat what you said.
Oh, you mean she is Miss Clairol from the bottle? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry.
My wife is a redhead.
Well, who's giving you an argument?
You saw my wife!
Isn't that what I've been saying?
Sydney! Sydney, you're an angel!
Honeymooners are a very excitable bunch.
Now tell me, when did you see my wife?
When?
When?
When she ordered this brunch about 5 days ago.
5 days ago? 5 days ago? You said 5 days ago, yes!
Oh, my, what a fun honeymoon he must be having.
Now tell me, Sydney, how did you know she was my wife?
Well, I remembered her from the first night. $257.12.
But she stayed in the car.
But did I stay in the store? Who do you think schlepped the 3 cartons out to the trunk of your car? Listen, a pretty redhead in a hot-looking sports car. I noticed.
Oh, Sydney, you have saved my life. God bless you.
You too. Well, you know, you got a call to make, and I got a living to make, so I'm gonna go now.
No, Sydney, please, stay have lunch with us. Inspector Levine, please.
Oh, you know Levine? He eats lunch by me every day.
It's very important. Please hurry.
Oh, are you inviting Levine over? Wonderful. His wife's away. Probably lonely. Okay, I'll stay.
Levine, this is Corbin. So you think I'm crazy, huh? Look, I found a woman here who actually saw Elizabeth. We found it, Levine. We found it, a flaw in their plan. Hurry, come quickly. Sydney, my dear, they were not counting on you. You, the flaw in their plan. Oh my God, she's coming back.
Who's back?
Cruella de Vil. Look, Sydney, maybe it would be best if you just kept your mouth shut when she came in. She may have that priest with her.
The priest. What's going on? Is there another woman?
Yes, but for God's sake, don't talk about it. Do not talk about my wife.
So soon after your wedding. But these days, the honeymoon just can't last through Labor Day. Well, who is she? Your mistress?
No, yes.
Well, what's she doing here? Doesn't she know on a honeymoon three's a crowd?
I didn't tell her that I had gotten married.
Oh, well, who's gonna tell her? Your wife?
My wife is away. She's visiting her sister in Rockaway.
Oh. Levine, Levine's wife's in Rockaway, and your wife's in Rockaway. Who's in Rockaway? George Clooney?
Cindy, she's very jealous. Just let me handle it, okay? Just keep your mouth shut.
I'm a clam.
Good morning, darling. Oh, I didn't know you had company.
This is Cindy from Cindy's Sandwich Shop.
Oh, that's funny. I just came from there. I didn't see you there.
Well, you didn't see me there because I'm here.
I ordered sandwiches.
Oh, good. We'll have a picnic.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Sydney, there's so much food here. Won't you join us? And Father Kelleher promised to stop by, so that makes 4.
Well, you know, actually, that's fine with that other record. With, Rudolph, an old customer.
I'll go make some coffee.
Made? Well, why make coffee when Sydney's secret blend is all around the room?
Oh, no. I always make my own. I like it fresh.
Listen to Miss Fancy Schmancy with her fresh coffee.
Where the hell is Levine?
What are you waiting for, Corbin? Tell her already.
What?
Well, your wife is not a snob like this one. This one is gonna make trouble for you. Your wife's a very classy lady. She's friendly, she's polite, and oh, that red hair, that gorgeous red hair.
Who's this?
Who's who?
The woman you were just describing.
The woman I was describing is my sister.
How interesting. What's she like?
Well, she's, tall, and, she's, skinny, and, she has red hair. A natural redhead.
Oh, she sounds darling. Why don't you invite her to join us?
Oh, Hen. She's away for the weekend, visiting our other sister in Rockaway.
Oh my God.
Darling, have you been telephoning?
No, of course not.
Really? Why's the phone? On the stool.
Well, yes, I did call Cindy for the sandwiches.
Darling, you keep looking at your watch. Are you expecting someone?
No what?
Who would we be expecting,
Mrs. Corbin.
Don't listen to her, Cindy. She's just trying to cause trouble.
Darling, I thought a good night's sleep would help. Has he been telling you I'm not his wife?
Sure, I told her.
Sure, he told me.
Daddy, I am surprised.
You think that's a surprise? Wait till you hear what else he has to tell you.
Really? You have something else to tell me?
Well, go ahead, Mr. Corbin. This is your chance. You know, maybe it's best if I leave.
No! Cindy, please. Don't go.
I don't understand.
Well, you see, Sydney, Mr. Corbin hasn't been feeling well. He's suspicious of everyone. Haven't you noticed?
Don't listen to her, Cindy.
Well, you know, he has been acting kind of funny since I got here. He took my coffee and he poured it in the plant. And then that whole switch the cup thing. You know, it's really a shame because he seemed fine the first time I met him.
Oh, when was that?
About 2 weeks ago when he came by, he stopped by my store.
Yeah, that's right, we did. Don't you remember me?
That won't work.
I don't recall the pleasure, but
Told you.
Sydney, I was sitting in the car.
the lady I saw sitting in the car was a redhead.
Well, you see, Sydney, I've dyed my hair.
And did you also heighten your height?
Sorry you have such bad memories, Sydney.
Good day, all. Oh, I see you have company.
Hello, Father. This is Sydney of Sydney's Sandwich Shop.
Happy to meet you.
Me too.
He's a phony.
That's lame.
Sydney saw me the first night we arrived when I still had red hair. She doesn't recognize me now.
Oh, how interesting.
How unexpected.
Yes, how unfortunate that you slipped up an unexpected banana peel. You see, Sydney saw the real Elizabeth, and in 2 minutes' time, Levine is going to walk through that door, and Sydney is going to tell him the truth. In 2 minutes' time, it'll be fini. It'll be kaput. It'll all be over.
What'll all be over? What is going on?
Sydney, get behind me. They wouldn't dare touch you. Just 2 more minutes.
It'll all be over.
What is this, a love triangle?
crazy bastard! All I want are answers, and they better be straight answers. Mrs. Corbin, what was Sydney doing here? At a time. Mrs. Corbin, let's hear what you have to say.
Well, Danny ordered breakfast, and when I came in, Sydney said, "Hello, Mrs. Corbin," and Danny exploded. You know how he reacts.
I know. The chimp.
So I went into the kitchen to make some coffee, and Danny kept shouting that I wasn't his wife. But then all of a sudden, I heard Sydney start screaming for help.
What?
So I rushed back in here, and there he was shouting at her, threatening her with a knife.
I'm not going to stand here and listen to these lies!
Corbin, if you pop off one more time, I swear I'm going to put you in a straight jacket. Now sit down.
Inspector, I tried to use the gun, but
Oh, don't tell me. I put the blanks in here because I didn't want anyone to get hurt. The shot was supposed to bring my man here in a second.
Inspector, we've made a terrible mistake. We didn't realize how sick this man is. Should have been committed long ago.
Look, you listen to them, now listen to me!
I've been listening to you. And look at the results!
Levine, Cindy saw my wife the night that we arrived. And then she met her again 5 days ago when Elizabeth ordered this brunch. And she remembered that she was a redhead, Levine. A real redhead. It was the break that we were waiting for. And that's why they killed her. They killed my witness!
I better go get him a train.
No.
You would have believed her, Levine. You would have believed your friend.
You're right. I would have believed Sydney.
Then why would I kill her? My only witness, my only hope!
Because she recognized this woman as your wife, and as you said, I would have believed her.
Then why did I even call you?
Why? Why? How do I know why? Ask your psychiatrist. Maybe he knows.
I have no psychiatrist. There's nothing wrong with me. I am not crazy.
But I am crazy to listen to you. Corbin, I'm taking you in.
What?
I've had enough of this. Hello? Huh. Yeah. Well, how about that? Yeah, no, I got it. Someone is driving up the hill in what is clearly the car of the year. Yellow Mustang with the Michigan plates.
What?
Interesting, huh? Okay, we're gonna make this a surprise party. You in the bedroom, and you in the kitchen.
Me too, Inspector.
Yes, I'm afraid so, Father. You're looking for someone.
Who are you?
The question is, who are you?
No, come away.
What is it, pussycat, a mouse? Who the hell are you?
Take it easy, mister. E.P. I told you to stay in
Oh,
there.
E.P., thank God you're here. You're beautiful. The U.S. Cavalry, the United States Marines, thank God I love you.
All right, break. Break clean, boys. Corbin, who is this?
This is my boss, Everett Parker Jr. Meet Inspector Levine.
Inspector, what is this, a raid?
We didn't do anything. We just got here.
You're Everett Parker Jr.?
Not necessarily. Is this a raid? Then I'm Edward Parker Jr. You want proof?
No, it's outside. The yellow Mustang. Mr. Parker, does this man work for you?
Not really.
He doesn't?
No, I work for him. If you saw his expense account, you'd know what I mean.
Mr. Parker, I ask you questions and you give me wisecracks? This is a serious matter.
Go on, Levine, ask him. Ask him.
Stop pushing me, Corbin. Mr. Parker, you were present at the Corbin
And
wedding.
practically the father of the bride.
And could you identify Elizabeth Corbin?
From any angle, fore or aft.
But you only saw her the one time at the wedding, right?
Inspector, I've only seen the Mona Lisa once. I don't forget perfection. Danny, touch base with me. What have you been up to?
Nothing, E.P., absolutely nothing. But you would not believe the position I'm in. You have come just in time to save my neck. They're trying to nail me.
No, I get the picture. Show them the wedding license.
I've seen the wedding license. That doesn't prove anything.
What?
Come on, Levine, let's wrap this up. Draw her out.
The wedding license doesn't mean a thing.
Mrs. Corbin, will you come out here, please? Mrs. Corbin? Mrs. Corbin!
Hello, Evie. What a surprise.
Well, Mr. Parker, what do you say?
Go on, E.P., tell him.
Of course that's Mrs. Corbin. You look lovelier than ever,
Oh,
man.
thank you, Evie.
Hey, why?
So you see, Inspector, all your suspicions were wrong. I lent them this bungalow for their honeymoon. They had every right to be here.
E.P., why?
I'm always glad to help out an old buddy.
Help me! You miserable little bastard! You just helped me to the chair! Levine, he's lying.
Has he gone crazy or something?
Maybe he has.
I mean, I come up here for a nice pleasant weekend in the country with my wife and...
He's lying, Levine. That is not his wife.
Excuse me, Father. Damn it, Corbin. She isn't his wife, and she isn't your wife, and maybe Mrs. Levine in Rockaway isn't my wife. I should be so lucky.
Look, Levine, don't you see what just happened? When he said that she was my wife, he was just covering up for me. You know, the way he expects me to cover up for him, for her, who he says is his wife, but isn't really because I...
Stop! Come to a period already. Mrs. Parker, what do you say?
I'm hungry.
Fine. Thank you for your cooperation. You can go.
Yes, we haven't had a thing to eat since early this morning.
Yeah.
Go where? This is my house.
Tell him.
Danny was supposed to be gone by this weekend.
Why don't you and Mrs. Parker go grab some lunch in the village? He'll be gone by the time we get back.
E.P., don't go, please.
Thanks for lousing up my weekend, Danny boy. I won't soon forget this.
E.P., don't. Levine, arrest him or something.
I think this man needs a needle to calm him down.
No needles. Nobody is giving me any needles.
The only thing that worked last time was electric shock.
No.
Thank you for your cooperation, but he'll get whatever he needs.
Levine, for the love of God, before you throw me to the wolves, just listen to me for 2 minutes. No. Levine, I overheard you last night. I don't want you to humor me or try and calm me down. Just listen to me for 2 minutes alone, please.
All right. Mrs. Corbin, will you and Father Kelleher excuse me?
Levine, when Parker said that she was my wife right now, he just thought he was helping, you know? He saw a priest here and figured I was in a jam. He knows that is not Elizabeth.
Corbin, if that isn't Elizabeth, then why the hell isn't she worried about your real wife showing up?
Thinking about that. Something you said last night. I've been trying to push it out of my mind, but it keeps coming back. It's about my inheritance. What if Elizabeth is working with those two?
You're kidding. Her inheritance makes your insurance look like petty cash.
But she doesn't know about her inheritance. She hasn't seen that letter.
It's a perfect setup for double cross. If you're right, and I doubt it, your wife's going to be on the missing list forever.
If that happens, then we're finished.
Not we. You. Stop making me your partner in this. And you are finished. Forget about your cockamamie theories. The fact is, you brought forth 2 witnesses, and you're in worse shape than before. Sydney made you a murderer.
I did not!
And Parker has turned you into a raving lunatic.
Levine, what happens to me now?
Now, I arrest you.
What?
Hello? Yes, this is Inspector Levine. What? Are you sure? Did she react at all? I'll be over there right away.
What's that?
They just operated on Sydney.
What?
Shut up, Corbin. Not one word.
Wait, Sydney's alive?
Just about.
But she's alive. Did she say anything?
She woke up for a minute, whispered a few words, and then lapsed back into a coma. Now I gotta go.
Wait. You said she said a few words. What did she say?
What would she say? Who is watching the store?
Where's the inspector?
Got a phone call about that bracelet business again. He had to leave.
Here, eat something. You haven't touched a thing since yesterday, and who knows? These could be the last Sydney specials in existence.
You can't keep an act up like this forever. One mistake and you're caught.
There won't be any mistakes, Danny. This is the technology age. Everything has been worked out.
Somewhere, somehow, you will overlook something.
I'll admit, Parker did give us an anxious moment. You're a bad boy, Danny. You didn't tell us your boss was coming up here this weekend.
You know, Levine isn't finished with him yet.
Neither are we. Tell me, is his wife very jealous?
You can't blackmail Pete. He will tell the truth.
I doubt it, but if he insists, well, poly traveling can be very dangerous.
What?
I mean, with Lambert statistics the way they are, it's 1 or 2 more digits.
Where did you stop?
When we win all the marbles. But that doesn't happen until you lose all of yours.
Forget. You're playing against Levine, and he is no idiot.
Oh no, he's just smart enough to follow the hints we cross his way.
You're wrong. You're wrong. And there's the unexpected. Something you can't program into a computer. The unexpected.
Ah, you mean Sydney.
What else is?
Danny, have you forgotten? There's an extension phone in the kitchen.
Where's Caliber? Where is he? Where's the...
He left before the inspector did.
No! No!
Hello? No. Yes, I'll give her your message.
Give it, it's Levine. I'll talk to him.
Relax. It was the hospital. He'll be back soon.
Sydney's alive. Sydney's okay. She's talked. Sydney told the truth.
Darling. Sydney is dead. Well, that didn't take long.
No, I only had one patient to see. I brought her peace. How's the patient here?
Yeah, see for yourself.
I ran into Levine. He's on his way up to take Corbin to the mental hospital, where he'll be arraigned for the murder of Sydney.
Bussy, we've done it. We're home. I can almost taste that money now.
No one is taking me from here. Do you hear me? No one.
Darling, the honeymoon's over.
I won't go.
Oh, don't fight it, Corbin. You'll be very comfortable there. The beds may be hard, but the walls are soft.
What hospital are they taking you to?
Hillside.
Isn't that where the patient hung himself last week? Danny! Yesterday you wanted to know how and when and where. Well, now you know where.
Oh, and I'll come and visit you, Corbin. They unlock the doors for the clergy.
And now you know how. Go pack some of his things, Bussy.
I knew it. I knew this was part of your plan all along. I'll tell Levine.
Oh.
He has to believe me. Sydney had to have said something before she died.
Come on, Danny. Even a country cop has a saturation point.
Look, no one is budging me from here. Not Levine, not the whole damn Catskill police force.
That's right, Danny boy. You tell them. Don't let them push you around. Resist. Of course, they'll throw you into a violent ward. You'll want to die. Don't worry. We'll see about you too.
Oh, you can't.
is nicotine. Pure, liquid nicotine. The most fast-acting poison known. You want to know the true beauty of it? You can't detect it. Especially not in a heavy smoker like you. It's clean, quick. So effective. Just one little scratch. Hold it, Muzzy.
Keep away.
Oh, God.
Keep away. I'm warning you.
Come on, Danny. They're only blinks, not done.
They're not things. I watched Levine reload the gun before he got it.
Yeah, sure he did. Sure he did, Danny.
Stay away. Stay away!
No, no! Now you have 2 strikes against you.
You wouldn't believe me. I told you. I warned you.
2 murders in one day. Keep it up, Danny. You'll make the Olympic team.
You were going to poison me. It was self-defense. You know it.
What poison, Danny? Oh, what an imagination you have.
Oh, God. Is that Levine? Thank God.
Inspector, thank God you're here.
Give it here. Daniel Corbin, did you shoot Father Gallagher?
Yes, but
I don't want any buts. Oh, he's dead. You've had a busy day, little man.
Levine, they were going to poison me. That monster, she had a vial of nicotine.
Nicotine?
She said you wouldn't be able to detect it because I'm a heavy smoker, but I kind of had to do it. They were coming at me with self-defense.
Corbin, you are a very sick man. Hello, Foley. Send the wagon for a body. Yeah. Notify the coroner. Yeah, I'm listening. What? The autopsy report on Sydney? We have it there? A trace of what? Nicotine. No, Sydney didn't smoke. Never.
What's this about Sydney, Inspector?
The operation on Sydney went well, very well. Her circulation improved, her breathing was better. We all had high hopes for her. They wheeled her back into her room, and when a doctor went to check on her 10 minutes later, she was dead. And then I found out that a strange man in a white coat had been seen outside her room.
That was Gallagher. He was the man in the white coat. And Levine, he left this house before you did.
Is that true?
No, he left after you did. He had coffee with me.
I saw him at the hospital.
Wait, yes, he went to visit a patient.
He killed Sydney!
Corbin. Corbin! Could it be possible you're telling the truth? No, it's too wild.
I mean, of course it is. How could you believe a word that's been coming out of
You
your mouth?
be quiet, Mrs. Corbin, if that's who you really are. 2 murders. And all the evidence points to you except for one word, one lousy word. Nicotine. How could you have known that? Unless you were telling the truth.
I was, Levine, trying to kill me. To make it look like a suicide. If there was only some way that I could make you believe me.
All right, we'll try a different approach. Instead of trying to prove that she's lying, let's try to prove that you're telling the truth.
Wonderful, Inspector. And just how exactly do you expect to pull off this little miracle?
Sodium pentothal, better known as truth serum. It's proven to be effective in verifying statements during interrogations.
And you want me to take this test?
That's the idea. Are you up for it?
Of course. Gladly.
I thought you
Gladly.
would.
Wait a minute, Inspector. Are those injections dangerous?
For who, Mrs. Corbin? For him or for you?
You know what I mean, Inspector. I read that there's a very small margin of safety, and my husband is already a sick man.
She's scared, Levine. I demand that injection. I demand it.
No, my husband is not competent to make that decision.
I think he is. Roll up your sleeve, Corbin.
Wait a minute. Are you going to give him this yourself?
Of course.
No, I strenuously object this should be done by a doctor.
Look, was a medic in the Army. The boys in my outfit got more shots from me than they did the enemy. You ready, Corbin?
I'm ready.
No! You're gonna have to get past me.
Hello? Yes, it's me. What? Say that again. Oh, fantastic. Wonderful.
Levine!
Keep quiet, I'm on the phone. Listen, hold on to her. No, I mean, keep an eye on her. Yeah. Okay. I'll be over there as soon as I can. Victory! The Carlton case is cracked. The lady confessed she stole it herself. Ha! Now we'll find out the truth about this.
The truth about this nearly ended up on the tip of this needle, Levine. While you were on the phone, she tried to dip it into the poison. She still got it on her, Levine. We've got her. We've won. Don't you understand? No more lies. No more tricks. No more frustrations.
There's just one more, darling. Tell him, Levine.
That's right. Your friendly Catskill cop. Me.
Oh my God. The police inspector himself. You did everything. The phone calls, the alibis, everything to drive me crazy. Here I am trying to convince you that she's not my wife. My wife. Elizabeth. You weren't worried about her coming back because she can't. She's dead, isn't she?
You can't prove that.
You won't get away with this. I'm calling the district attorney.
You're not calling anybody. What are you going to tell him? That Levine is a crook?
And a murderer.
I've known the DA for 15 years. A good old, reliable, stupid Levine with his corny jokes. What makes you think he's going to believe you?
Because the pieces fit. You're the hotshot expert on insurance cases. I bet your original plan was to go after my insurance, but then along came that letter. Elizabeth's inheritance. And then you couldn't help yourself, could you? Nothing could stop you, except for Sydney. And that's why you killed her.
We didn't kill Sydney. You did.
I was witness.
That frame-up won't work. You're forgetting she didn't die from a knife wound, she was poisoned. And you and your buddy on the floor there were the only ones who had access to her hospital room. Another piece that fits.
I suppose we killed Keller too?
No, I did that. But it was self-defense and I can prove it. And I can prove that you murdered Elizabeth too!
Elizabeth? Corbin, there's no body. How can you accuse us of murder?
There is a body. They will search for it and they will find her!
You idiot. Mr. Braden, please.
Levine, the DA, are you crazy?
No, but I'll prove to the DA that Corbin is. Remember, we can't get him committed to a psycho ward unless the DA okays it. He's going to write his own admission. Hello, John? This is Levine. Yeah, I'm still at Corbin's. I know. It is terrible. Yes, he is a maniac. A real nut job. He insists on talking to you. Do me a favor and listen to what he has to say, okay? I'll put him on.
Levine, are you sure?
Let the idiot hang himself. All right, stupid. You're on.
Mr. Braden, you're the district attorney for Sutherland County? Good. Please listen to what I have to say. First of all, I am not crazy. That's what they want you to think. Mr. Braden, my wife, Elizabeth, will not be found alive. She's dead. Murdered by these people, the phony Mrs. Corbin and Levine. He's the one who's been running the entire show. That is what I'm saying. Levine and his buddies murdered my wife. Now wait a minute, Mr. Braden. You said you were going to listen to...
John, don't hang up. I want you to hear the whole thing. It gets better as it goes along. Yeah, I'll put him back on. You're doing great. He's ready to put you in a nutshell right now.
Mr. Braden, I am not insane. That's what he wants you to think. That's why he's letting me talk to you. Look, they bring this woman in to pose as my wife, and they're trying to kill me to collect my insurance and my wife's inheritance. I know she's dead. If they didn't kill her, then their plan wouldn't work. Proof of her death? I'm mixed up.
Proof of her death. Yeah, that's right, Corbin. You've got the perfect case against us if you can tell him where to find Elizabeth.
Mr. Brennan, I know I'm right.
But you can't do that, can you? Because you don't know, do you?
I know she's dead.
So it's off to a stuffy little cell for you with no windows, and no room to move, and no air to breathe.
Mr. Brennan, you have to believe me.
Give it up, Corbin. Say goodbye to the nice man. You can't win because there's no body.
There is a body.
There's no
There is a body. I know she's dead.
Where? Where?
She's in my car. Ravine at the bottom of Mountain View Road. Are you right?
We've been waiting 3 days to hear you say those words, Corbin. Nice going, John. That wraps it up. Yeah. Goodbye. We found the accident 3 nights ago. It looked like an accident. Sure, the autopsy showed she died from a blow to the head, but that could have happened when her car went over the side of the mountain. So, it was an accident, cut and dry, except for one thing, a pair of glasses. Her license said she had to wear them while she was driving, but we found them in her bag. Now, why would a nearsighted woman drive at high speed on a curving mountain road without her glasses? Unless she wasn't driving, it tickled me up here. But all I had was a lousy pair of glasses. No proof and no motive. You told me you had met Elizabeth at the racetrack. We checked with the Detroit PD, and they said you were in hock up to your ears with a very tough and a very impatient bookie. Interesting fact, but still not a motive. Then came that letter from California. Even a hate detective like me could see it had been steamed open and resealed. You intercepted that letter before you married Elizabeth. Sent it back addressee unknown, and then married her in a big rush. So, we had your motive. But I needed to sew this one up tight. For that, I needed proof, which could only come from you, in front of a witness. Take a bow, Florence. You were superb. And so was my deputy, Foley. Get up, Foley. Fuzzy. I'll be down. He's asleep. Hey, father! What? Get a grip, Corbin. It's blanks. It was always blanks. Come in, Deputy Corbin. We used one amateur, Sydney. Would you believe she only agreed to play that death scene on the condition we used her secret sauce for the fake blood? So that's it, Corbin. Win, place, and show.
I'm gonna go get my other bag.
Inspector, you said you weren't going to be very long.
We were just leaving.
Oh, you stupid sex maniac!
Hey, don't bother coming in Tuesday morning, Corbin. You're fired!
Oh, hello. Did you two have a nice lunch? Oh, yes. But you.
What was that for?
For all the compliments you paid me about my hair, my build, my legs. After 5 years of marriage, I thought you'd forgotten.
So that's that. That'll be that. And that's the end of that.